Sorry, Dustin. I appreciate that there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, look what time it is. Time to see who's getting into Nick's Club Superstar.
Yeah.
Nick, you've been hyping this up for weeks. The grand
Can't
opening,
wait.
4 days away. We're calling today a soft opening, so tell us who's already invited. Obviously, besides myself and my friend Marnie, who is still waiting in line?
Marty. Okay, Jen, I don't mean to be rude, but you're definitely
right.
not invited. Neither is Marty. Neither am I. It's a super NBA superstar club. Just for the record. Wilds isn't invited. Brew's not invited. It's an NBA superstar club. 12 people maximum per the fire marshal. We know 6 guys are in. There's 6 guys. Show me the 6 guys who are definitely in. No one would debate it. Giannis, Jokic, Durant, Steph, Embiid, LeBron. So, how do we fill out the rest of it? Well, Club Superstar, when it issued them their official invitations, we asked those 6 fellas who else they think should be invited. And we got an eclectic group of names. Jokic had just put his brothers on there. It's like, nobody. You can't bring them. It was kind of weird. Luka asked if I could go. I was like, I'm sorry, but Luka got invited. Ant-Man got invited. All these people are potential invites. So, the question I have for Brew and Wilds is this. Of these 13 guys, there are up to 6 openings. By the way, like any nightclub, we don't necessarily want to get to max capacity. So if you only pick 3 or 4, it's totally fine. 12 people total. We already know the 6 who are in. Who are you inviting to Club Superstar, Brew?
Well, first of all, Nick, let me give you some credit, all right? I was pretty hard on you on that last Luka segment. I'm going to give you some credit. You got Kyrie on the list. We all know you're not feeling Kyrie as I am with his handles.
There's nothing I could do. KD
That's
invited him. I sold
All
KD
right, well,
like, I don't know.
okay, hey,
The invitation may
all-
have lost in the mail. KD
But
invited
you
him.
let him in, though. You let him there. You let him in line. I like that. I like that. All right, here's what I do. I do think, Nick, I'm surprised at you. I think there are 3 other guys that are in, for sure. No doubt about it. And the first one, how do you leave your large adult Slovenian son off the sure list? The sure list. Luka Doncic, yeah, I talked about his defense, all that. Steph couldn't defend either. Luka Doncic is on the list. All right, he is absolutely, positively a superstar. So he's on the list, number 1. CP3, with this rejuvenation, absolutely on the list. And then Kawhi. People forget about Kawhi. I know he's been hurt. But Kawhi Leonard, 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, still one of the best both-way players that in the league. We'll see if he can defend when he gets back. But Kawhi Leonard, definitely on the list. These 3 I'm going to add. They're a little questionable, but I'm going to throw them in. Ja Morant. Yeah, some of the guys on the list, absolute great players, but it's a club, right? We need some excitement. We need the life of the party. I gotta be honest, you telling me Giannis is the DJ, doesn't really excite me. Doesn't really excite. I'd rather Ja be the DJ. How about that? How about Ja being the DJ? All right, I think that would be all the way live.
Ja will be happy to get
I'm going with Ja.
Let's not get him on stage yet.
But Ja's exciting. Ja's gonna be up there dancing. Ja gonna rock the house. He might even grab the mic and kick a hot 16 for all we know. Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum. I'm putting him on the list. Look, I can't say this enough. He outplayed Kevin Durant decisively on both ends of the floor just a couple weeks ago. And then I'm throwing in Devin Booker. I know his game is not as flashy as most. Oh, he loves the mid-range, the worst shot in basketball. My man is effective. So Devin Booker, those are my 6, Nick. Those are my 6 additions. Let them in.
Those are your 6. Wilds. Some of your... I'm really curious who Wilds has, because I don't see circles around some of Wilds' favorite guys. Dame, Ant Edwards, Donovan, those guys Brew didn't invite. Who you inviting, Wilds?
All right, let me first tell you who I'm not inviting and why. I am not inviting Anthony Edwards. Although you're my guy, still too young. Literally can't get through the door. Try to get you through the back. But they're like, dude, we're the fines that we would get for letting a 20-year-old guy in here is through the roof. Can't do it. It would be bad business for the club. Jimmy Butler, right now, oddly, not inviting. You could argue, Nick, when we did the most to gain, if Jimmy went to another finals as the best guy on 2 finals teams, and if he won it, I think Jimmy would make the leap. He's already got like a national case. He's in this weird mix of, he's got a national commercial campaigns that you see him out here doing stuff.
So why don't you invite him
at the same time, not a superstar? Well, I'm just not ready yet.
He's not.
I'm inviting Kyrie and Donovan. And I'm taking out Kawhi. And the reason I'm taking out Kawhi is this. Club is all about the moment. You know, there's no like, hey, I was in this club last week. Like, man, you're not hot anymore. You gotta play. It's the same reason I don't have Dame in the club. You gotta play. If you haven't been playing, you don't get to show up to the club. It's just like being a movie star. Like, remember I was in that movie a few years ago? Like, no, man, we're looking for the hot thing now. Kyrie, I know you're gonna have issues. Kyrie goes beyond sort of what I know he only played for half the year. Kyrie has got a little bit of just superstar aura about him. He just does. He just a quarter of the year. But he's a star. Kyrie is a star. He just is. He's got a New York star to him. And I circled Donovan too. And here's why. It's barely an invite. Because Donovan, I want to show you what coming to New York would lock you in. You would be able to come in the club at any day of the week. I want to show, Katana, can we show top selling jerseys? This is the latest data I could get. And you see a bunch of stars. You know, it's very similar to the club. You got LeBron, you got Steph, you got Kevin Durant, you got Tatum. What the heck is going on there? RJ Barrett, I think RJ is a great player. Does he belong selling more jerseys than Joel Embiid? Of course not. But you know what it is? The New York bounce. So Donovan, think about RJ right now. Bigger star, selling jerseys, selling merch. If Donovan was able to come to New York, woo! Oh my goodness gracious. The star would be through the roof, and the doors to the nightclubs, I would have a velvet rope, open that right up, bring Donovan right on in. So I'm adding Donovan and Kyrie. The New York
what jumped out to me about that graphic was there was one player on that graphic who was terrible this year, yet still made it. That was Russell Westbrook. So imagine if he got the New York bounce, because that's what you need to be preparing for, my friend. Russ in a Knicks jersey, make it happen. You call it in World Wide West. So here's what is so frustrating about working with Kevin Wildes. There's a lot of things, to be clear. One is the very end of my interview with Lil Wayne. You know what he says to me? Is Kevin Wildes here? Like, nah, buddy, he's in New York City. He's like, I thought so. He's like, man, that Wildes weird and wonderful. That's some funny bleep. I'm like, God, dog it, man. This is supposed to be my moment. That's annoying. Here's another thing that's annoying. Wildes is worried about Club Superstar losing its liquor license by letting his guy Anthony Edwards in, but not worried about the fact that it is a 12-person maximum. The fire marshal will shut us down. Make a hard decision for once in your life. You have 7 invites, Wildes. You have 7 invites. There's only 6 spots, my friend. And your 2 invites, your 2 invites are Kyrie and Donovan.
Thanksgiving
what
dinner.
What are we even talking
just
about?
saying. Oh.
What? Let me. Okay.
Maybe I'll buy
you know
some
what
t-shirts.
I find most interesting? Here's what I find most interesting, Brew, and I just want to kick it back to you for a moment. I think you guys are both overlooking Dame. I think a guy is allowed to be injured for a year, just like Kawhi was injured for a year. Now, Wildes kicked Kawhi out. Dame's a superstar in this league, in my opinion. We'll see if he gets in. Neither one of you guys even considered Anthony Davis. So here's my question to you, Brew.
Oh, no.
But aside from suffering a catastrophic injury, and I know he's been injured, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about like a torn Achilles or something where you're just knocked out of commission for a year or 2. Would it have been believable to you 2 years ago, after the Lakers win the title, that Anthony Davis would not be considered even in the discussion for one of the top 12 guys in the league? Would that have been a believable statement? And same with Harden. Now that I think about it, Harden's not even on the graphic. Nobody even invited Harden as a soft invite.
Harden's making an argument just based on the past. Hey, I should be there just on who I am. You got LeBron. LeBron obviously playing better than Harden, but hey, LeBron's on the back nine just like me. Why can't I get in? All right, but AD, look, like you, Nick, I thought he was going to take the leap after winning his championship. Instead, he took the leap down. Remember, he was named like a top 3 player going into the season after they won that finals, and he just hasn't delivered. He doesn't seem like he wants to be in the club. He doesn't care about being in the club anymore. He hadn't shown up in a while. He never comes by. He just don't seem like he wants to be in the club. So, and Kyrie, I will give Wiles credit, Nick. You got to say this about Kyrie is a celebrity. He's not. He is a celebrity, which kind of makes him.
You
a
guys
Kris Jenner
at home
also not invited.
Imagine the amount of work we are putting into this bit. It's going to be on Tuesday. I hope you watch. We're talking some Dylan Brooks on the other side. First things first.